We hear the word all the time, sociopath. It's thrown around in movies, online arguments, and even casual conversations. But what does it really mean? And more importantly, could you be one? The truth is, most people have no idea what sociopathy actually looks like. It's not always the cold-blooded villain in a film. Sometimes it's the charming coworker, the detached friend, or even parts of ourselves we never questioned. So today, we're going to break down 10 clear signs that may indicate sociopathic tendencies. Not to diagnose, but to understand. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Let's dive in. Sign #1. You feel little to no empathy. You watch someone cry, get humiliated or suffer, and instead of concern you feel nothing, or worse, mild irritation or amusement. Empathy, the emotional bridge that helps us connect and care, is either weak or absent. Sociopaths often find other people's emotions confusing, inconvenient, or simply irrelevant. It's not that they choose to ignore feelings, it's that they genuinely don't feel them the same way most people do. Sign #2. You lie easily and without guilt. For most people, lying triggers anxiety. But if you're a sociopath, lying is more like breathing. Automatic, easy, and emotionless. Whether it's a small white lie or a major deception, it feels tactical, not moral. You lie because it gets you what you want, not because it feels wrong. And when you get caught, you don't feel guilt, you feel annoyed. That's a red flag. Sign #3. You charm people, but don't really care about them. You know how to be likable. You can mimic warmth, humor, even vulnerability. People might describe you as magnetic or easy to talk to. But underneath that surface, there's no real emotional connection. Sociopaths often use charm as a tool. They're actors playing a role, not because they want to connect, but because they want to control. Sign #4. You're always in control, and you hate being vulnerable. Sociopaths don't do vulnerability. They hate feeling weak, exposed, or dependent. If this is you, maybe you've built a life of emotional self-containment. You never ask for help. You keep people at a distance. You view emotions as weapons, and you're determined never to let anyone use them against you. Sign #5. You struggle to feel real remorse. When you hurt someone, whether intentionally or not, do you feel a deep, lingering sense of regret? If you're a sociopath, the answer is probably no. You might understand why someone's upset, you might even say sorry. But the emotional weight of remorse, that internal discomfort that fuels growth and accountability, it's missing. Sign #6. Rules feel optional to you. Society runs on rules, honesty, decency, basic respect. But for sociopaths, rules are seen as suggestions, useful when convenient, irrelevant when they're not. You might justify cutting corners, breaking laws, or betraying trust because everyone else would do it if they could. To you, morality isn't sacred, it's negotiable. Sign #7. You're easily bored and crave stimulation. Many sociopaths are adrenaline junkies, not necessarily with skydiving or extreme sports, but with conflict, manipulation, chaos. You might create drama just to feel something, or sabotage something stable just to escape the dullness. Sociopaths aren't driven by peace, they're driven by power and thrill. Sign #8. You can be incredibly calculating. You don't react emotionally. You observe, you assess, you play the long game. Sociopaths often exhibit high cognitive empathy, the ability to read people and understand their emotions, not to help them, but to exploit them. You might find yourself naturally manipulating situations to your advantage without even thinking twice. Sign #9. You have a history of shallow relationships, whether it's friendships, romantic partners, or family. You struggle with real emotional depth. You might cycle through people, grow bored quickly, or leave when things get too intimate. Sociopaths often use relationships as tools until they're no longer useful. Then, they discard them without a second thought. Sign #10. You rarely feel anxiety or fear. This one's surprising. Most people feel anxiety in risky situations, like lying under pressure, breaking the law, or getting caught. But sociopaths often report feeling strangely calm in situations that would terrify others. That lack of internal alarm system can make them appear fearless or reckless. So what does this all mean? If some of these signs hit home, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a sociopath. We all exhibit traits from time to time, especially when we're hurt, angry, or protecting ourselves. True sociopathy, or antisocial personality disorder, is rare and complex, but understanding these signs helps us become more aware of ourselves and others. Why does it matter? Because sociopathic traits can quietly ruin lives, relationships, careers, self-worth. If left unchecked, they can turn charm into manipulation, strength into cruelty, intelligence into exploitation. But here's the hopeful part. Awareness is the first step toward change. If you recognize these patterns and want to evolve, you're already different. Sociopaths don't self-reflect. They don't seek understanding. But you are. So what can you do? Start with radical honesty. Get curious about your patterns. Seek help from therapists who specialize in personality disorders. Surround yourself with people who model healthy emotional behavior. And most importantly, practice empathy. Not performative, strategic empathy, but real, vulnerable concern for others. It won't be easy, but it's possible. Change isn't about becoming someone else. It's about uncovering who you really are beneath the armor. Thanks for watching. If this video challenged your assumptions, helped you reflect, or gave you clarity, drop a like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. There's power in self-awareness. And together we grow stronger. This is the Sovereign Doctrine, where truth meets transformation.